Well, hello there. It's week 26. It's the 5th of June 2011. I wanted to share with you some of the things that I learned this week. The very first one was, Monday I was pretty sore after doing the comrades, but where most people were taking time off, I got straight back into it and I went down to a charity that I really love and respect called Tree. They train teachers in early childhood education. And what I did with them is I ran a whole competition over the weekend for the comrades to try and raise money. And I used social media. I basically used Facebook, I used Twitter, and I'm very excited to say that we raised over 10,000 Rand for that charity. Now for every 5,000 Rand we raise, it trains one teacher. So it shows you the power of Facebook. Literally in the space of 48 hours, we managed to use the power of social networking and raise 10,000 Rand for that charity. The second lesson that I wanted to learn was basically I listened to a book called Think and Grow Rich. I've listened to it, well, I've read it for the very first time when I was 18. I read it again when I turned 30 years old. But now I decided to listen to it again while I did the comrades. It was actually perfect timing. It took the entire 12 hours that I took to do the comrades. But it's all about the mindset and how business is 80% psychology, 20% implementation. And it was amazing. I made a commitment to myself when I was running that race, when I was listening to this book, that I was going to get positive, that I wasn't going to let the circumstances around me get me down. I was going to remain positive, and I was really going to drive forward in terms of what I wanted to achieve. And the fantastic thing is literally the moment my mindset changed, the results started to change. This particular week there's been a client that I've been trying to debt collect off for 2 months. Funny enough, I literally phoned the accounts department. They were making up more excuses, etc., etc. And I went into my online banking and the money was there. I then, the next day, I've been training people for over 2 years in terms of helping them with the offshore investment, and one of the ladies made her very first sale. So it's amazing, by just changing the mindset, the momentum all went in the right direction. And it also just makes you feel hell of a positive and hell of a good about everything that's going on. The third thing was the core story. A lot of you have learned about the core story, the value of marketing, and how the core story can literally change your business. And on Monday, I actually sat with Tree and I went through their entire team. And actually, Tree's a charity, as I said to you. But I mean, at the end of the day, do you know that 85% of all children's knowledge comes before the age of 7? And less than 1% of the government's budget is actually spent on education. So this is the future of our country, and we used that core story, and I helped them develop that core story so that we could go out and we could reach more people, we could raise more money, we could train more teachers, and we could have a bigger impact on the country. But you see how you could use this core story in your marketing and in your sales. The next lesson was the Money Masters. Tony Robbins has a series called the Money Masters, and he interviewed people for about an hour. People like John Reese, Eben Pagan, Frank Kern, and a whole lot of other money masters. They're all people that have made a lot of money off the internet in the last 10 years. And it was phenomenal to listen to how they did it, where they came from, their specific mindsets. I learned a hell of a lot and got hell of excited by it in terms of the opportunities that the internet presents us all. So what are you listening to? What are you learning? How could you be adapting and improving yourself? And most importantly, how can you learn and model from the best internationally and globally? And then the very last thing, I learned this from John Reese when I was listening to the DVDs, but he spoke about a thing that him and Frank Kern do together, and that's they have a big fun day out. Every now and again they literally take the day off and they go and have some fun. And there's a couple of rules to it. They've got to have at least 2 meals, they've got to have one activity, they've got to end up in a pub, and it's got to last for at least 12 hours. And really, this week I actually had one of those. It was an impromptu. I met with a great mate of mine for lunch. And it's just been such a great week that we ended up celebrating, spending the afternoon together, having a great chat, and a real awesome catch-up. So when was the last time you just let your hair down and have one of those big, great fun day outs? So that's all from me. As I said to you, it's week 26. It's been an incredibly exciting week. You can see it's not incredibly exciting with the weather down here in Cape Town. But I think the most important thing, change your mindset and you will see the results. Till next week, thank you very much. Cheers.